Hey, Dr. Jon Finn here. Welcome to the Habit Mechanic podcast. Right now, you can get my new best-selling book, Train Your Brain for the AI Revolution, at tougherminds.co.uk. The digital book, audiobook, and physical book are all available at a special price that you won't find anywhere else.
Hello, Habit Mechanics, and welcome to the next podcast in our series focusing on stress awareness, stress reduction, and stress management. Throughout the month, we'll be releasing more episodes, so please keep an eye on wherever you get your podcast. In this episode, Dr. Jon Finn continues the chat he and I had about how we can all destroy our stress, and he focuses on the new solution he's made available to everyone, so they can do this in just 3 days. If you want to learn more, you can just click the link in the podcast notes and watch a free mini masterclass. And Dr. Jon Finn and I began this section of the podcast by talking about that solution, and he told me it works to reduce anyone's stress.
Yeah, tried and tested across age groups, across experience of what you understand about yourself, or how brains work, or psychology. It doesn't matter. This is just simple. We've taken all the complexity out of this. I've spent tens of thousands of hours working in this area, so I can get straight to the point. That's why you work with experts, and it's like a one-to-one coaching program, but of the price of a. I charge thousands of pounds to do one-to-one coaching, so at the price of something that's nowhere near comparable to that. But it's actually, another good metaphor is a few of my old rugby injuries have been re-emerging recently in my shoulder, so I've just irritated a few of the tendons. So I've got a physio that I've been working with for a long time, and I go there and she can get her fingers into the joints and she knows how to manipulate, etc. If there was a psychological equivalent of that, we wouldn't need to train people to become stress mechanics, because the therapist would be able to get their fingers into your brain and work out those neurons and the scar tissue that's in there. But we don't. We can't get into the brain like that. So actually, what learning to become a stress mechanic is, it's like becoming your own physio. And because only you know yourself and your memories and your experience, you are actually the only person that can really do it. And yeah, if you work with a habit mechanic coach, as we've been training people, and just give a shout out to James Works, actually, who's been telling me today. He's been he sold a fantastic training package into, it's the biggest company in Europe. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to breach its confidentiality, but it's the biggest company in Europe, as far as I understand. So it's great that we've got habit mechanic coaches out there actually selling these services to people. But we've made the toolkit available so anyone can access it. I suppose it's like it's giving yourself a massage, but to deal with the stress, but being able to do that in as little as 2 minutes per day. So you learn how to do it over 3 days. It doesn't take 3 full days. It takes 2 or 3 hours to learn how to do the stuff. But then you get the tools to build the habits, and that's the key. It's the habit building plans that you learn how to build for yourself that allow you to move from not just knowing or doing, but actually habitualizing it.
Well, thanks for all that, John. And yeah, people, as I say, can see it on the website. They can see the mini masterclass, which gives a fantastic overview, and 3 secrets as well, on tougherminds.co.uk. John, I'd just like to look further ahead now, into the content, as it were, just to talk in broader terms about the solution you've developed, the toolkit. You say it's a 3-day process. You've outlined that to us. Just please give us an overview of the structure, the format, and the experience people will have when they start to use that stress toolkit to become certified stress mechanics.
Yeah, well, the exciting thing, people have become more and more familiar with what might be broadly called as online learning. knowing so much about how learning happens, I've never been impressed with the technologies that are available to help us to do that. So we've actually partnered with a leading company in this area, and this platform that you access the toolkit on is a new platform, and it has fantastic what we might generally call gamification, what I would call behavior change factors built into it. So it's a brilliant experience. If you watch the mini masterclass and you scroll down the page, if you watch the mini masterclass and you scroll down the page, you can see inside the toolkit, and you can see some of those gamification elements. So that's really exciting. It's just broken into three simple areas. One is to understand how stress happens. So we talked a little bit about it today. We go into a deep dive and really get you thinking about this in your own life. And it's me delivering the training. It's like a one-to-one coaching program. It's like working with me. It's just what I would do if I was working one-to-one with someone. And then the second part of the training, we look at how to counter the first part of the stress response, how to counter that fight or flight part of the stress response using our tried and tested tools. And we show you how to habitualize how you do that. And then in the third day, we focus on the second part of the stress response process, what we call the cognitive dissonance. And we show you some tools, really powerful tools that I use every day to counter that and to start. So countering the first part of the stress response allows you to get the conditions in your brain right for building new neurobiological connections, building more blue wires in our metaphor. And then day 3 shows you actually how to build those new wires and how to reprogram your brain, and then also how to habitualize that. So we've got some really neat habit building plans in there, and I walk you through that in the session. So just really simple. We've also got some, for people that sign up right now, we've got some what we call mini masterclasses in there as well, audio masterclasses, so that you can listen as you're moving around, and it just helps to reinforce what you've been learning, etc. So we're building. Anyone that's read The Habit Mechanic, you will understand we know a lot about how learning happens, because that's our business, really, teaching people how to build more wires. So we've built as much of that into the program as we can. And I think there's more in that than we've ever been able to manage before, because of the new technology that we're using.
And yeah, it sounds incredibly engaging and usable, if you like, for people. This can be accessed on a phone or a laptop, presumably, Jon. And what sort of, I suppose, tasks or experiences will people be put through? This will be practical things that they can do. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's all about doing things differently. So it's all about practical things. But instead of having to do it yourself, I walk you through step by step, just as I would in a one-to-one coaching session, which I charge thousands of pounds for. But the other thing we should say is that you do get certified once you finish the training. You literally get a certificate, and you get a special badge inside our app that says you're a certified stress mechanic. And I would hope that businesses recognise that this is a fantastic investment for their people as well, for the small amount of money it costs to get people trained up. So it's all about practical stuff. Googling how to manage stress ain't going to change your stress. More knowledge won't change you. So we show you exactly how to do it step by step using practical tools.
Yeah, and I think it's just worth emphasizing one more time, Jon. These are helping people. This solution will help people to build stress management habits, which, if perhaps they're new to your content, new to what you say, because they've been attracted by our series of stress podcasts, which are, of course, we're going to be running throughout the month, talking about stress management, about how stress works, about how we can respond to it individually as people and collectively as an organization. Habits are so crucial to achieving what we want and what we think and what we do. It's perhaps just worth just doubling down on that for anyone who's just starting to follow what we're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not about what we know, it's about what we do. And that's why tips, tricks, hacks don't work, because we have to build new habits. And I unpack that in the masterclass. But I want to throw something back to you, Andrew, because you've done the course. You're one of the
Yep,
first
that's
people
right.
to
I
do
have.
it.
Yep.
You've worked with Tougher Minds, I think, for going on well over 10 years now. You're so
Yep.
immersed in our stuff.
Yeah.
And I was interested to get your feedback when you said, so tell me what this is not rehearsed, by the way. It's just occurred.
No. But yeah, it's certainly well, I did take it to understand it and also to benefit from it. Of course, I'd say, John, that you know, you say in as little as 2 minutes a day. The brevity of it and the succinct nature of the content is exactly true to that. Yet the power of it is almost, I think, is the word in maths inversely proportionate, i.e., it's a small amount of time for a massive effect. It really is profound, revelatory, and incredibly uplifting. So I think, as you say, the platform you're using to deliver the course makes it interactive and engaging, and that there are bite-sized bits of learning in there, and short exercises, and I just think it is extremely accessible. People might say, well, I haven't got much time, but you really don't need much. You accomplish a lot very quickly when you progress through the course. And I've also been lucky enough to read the Habit Mechanic and book and understand the broader context and your broader approach to fine-tuning the brain and helping people feel better and do better more often. And this is a fantastic, almost like it has the laser-like focus on dealing with stress, and it has a fantastic effect. So I would certainly say it's extremely powerful and effective.
Yeah, and I think the thing we should also point out is that this training has been developed over 20 years. So the things that I'm sharing in there, I haven't just made them up yesterday. I know that these things work, but I've just condensed everything down into really practical. Even 3 days, I'm always learning and always training on different things. And I've seen training get shorter and shorter, but I've even found like 5-day things I've signed up for. They're too long for me. I can't do it. So I've just tried to make it as short as I possibly can. And I think the 3-day formula is good. It's enough. You can set yourself that 3-day challenge. You just have to go in there for 30 minutes. Just block out those 30-minute windows. Do it on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. But if you want to, you could just do it all on a Saturday or a Sunday. Because the key is that you get the habit building plans that you then just in 2 minutes a day. We always talk about spending minutes to save hours. And what we know is that when you get those habits in place, you unlock your 25-hour brain, which is essentially the key, I genuinely believe, to being healthy, happy, and at our best in the very challenging world that we live in. And it's amazing how just really simple things like you learn how to do in the Destroy Your Stress in 3 Days toolkit just save you so much time, effort, and energy. We always start with how well do you do your best to be at your best in our program, and your answers to that question will only be as good as what you know about what you need to do to be at your best. And, most of us don't know that because no one's ever taught us how to do it. If you understand the 25-hour brain, which we talk about in the introduction in the course, yeah, for me, that's just so key. And we see that when people start to understand their 25-hour brain and how to unlock it, that they're able to do an extra, they're able to hugely improve their happiness and performance by doing an extra 20 to 80 hours of what we call focused high impact work each month. So 20 to 80 hours of extra focused high impact work per month. But that's not just like work at work, it's working on yourself in a really positive way. So high impact work, so you can work on yourself, so you can build better stress management habits, and you can sleep better, and you can eat better, and you can become a better parent and a better leader and a better colleague or a better golfer or a better netball player, you know, whatever you want to be, because that all takes effort. And that is the biggest barrier for people want to do things differently, but they just get to the end of the day and they don't have the energy to. And that's because we're not using our brain properly. We're not activating our 25-hour brain. And becoming a stress mechanic is so key to well, it is, I think it is the key to being healthier, being happier, being at our best more often in this very challenging world that we live in.
Okay, Jon. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Great news, exciting news to hear about the solution that you have released. If people want to learn more, go to the Tougher Minds website, tougherminds.co.uk, and they'll see a button which takes them to a mini masterclass which they can watch for free. 3 secrets to destroying your stress in as little as 2 minutes per day. Anything you'd like to say in closing, Jon?
No, I'm sure that link will be beneath. If you're re-listening to this is a live podcast that we're doing inside the Habit Mechanic University app. But if you're listening to this on a different platform, I'm sure there'll be a link below that takes you to that. No, I just think I think it's easy to argue in the most challenging period of human history when it comes to stress and managing stress. And it's not going to get any easier. And the sooner we can become stress mechanics ourselves, which is the first step to becoming a habit mechanic, learning those skills ourselves and then encouraging others to learn them or sharing what we know, then the better our own lives will be individually, but also collectively. So I'm really excited about this. And you're going to be hearing lots more about it as we go through this month, because it's our stress awareness month. We want to really hit this home. We know the nights have got darker for most people who are listening, and you know the weather's not as nice, and things are just not particularly great at the moment. But by becoming a stress mechanic, we can be proactive, and we can make our own lives and other people's lives easier.
Thanks for listening. Keep an eye on your podcast feed for more episodes focusing on how we can all manage our stress and destroy it. And don't forget to watch the free mini masterclass, 3 secrets to destroying your stress in as little as 2 minutes per day. Just go to the Tougher Minds website, tougherminds.co.uk, or click the link in the podcast description.
Thanks for listening to the Habit Mechanic podcast. If you liked it, please subscribe and tell someone else about one of the ideas or insights that you found most interesting.